it actually broke.
Oh no! Mixed Russian dentist and American engineer with 30 years age difference who throw it all away for ocean exploration.
Sell everything, fix steel boat, and sail away.
Time for big guns.
This is definitely the nastiest job I've ever been doing.
Never too late to see the world through our channel. Subscribe and share the adventure.
Yeah, but they turned into a boss. Finally, after who knows how long, I forget counting the months, the shaft is in, everything worked out perfect, dripless seals in, prop is on, cotter pins in, and now the rudder is finally going to go back into its resting spot. Come on along. Now I'm going to need some help because I need this to be balanced while I take the forklift off.
You know, I think it's enough of one injured person here. If you're gonna injure me, we're screwed.
I just need you to keep this balanced, and I'm going to take the forklift and bring the forks down and then go underneath this chain with the fork. Bottom of the hole.
Can I move it? It doesn't come through, William.
You hit it down.
So there is a paint on the holes, so the bolts don't come inside. It's not gonna slide from the fork.
After all the coats of paint and bottom paint and primer, the holes are pretty tight. So we're gonna have to pound the bolts through and then let them get through the bracket. Good thing is they're not going anywhere once this gets bolted on. You won't have to worry about corrosion. We are past the flange. Now, I'm gonna go get a floor jack and jack it into place. It's like really precision, even though I'm using big tubes.
Well, some people in the yard think that we are crazy, but look what's happening behind me.
I think sometimes working on boats instead of do-it-yourself, DIY, it should be KIY, is kill it yourself.
I did this little drone shot to show you guys a final color of the Dawn Hunter right behind us. Woo! That was so much work. Let us know. What do you think about this? Do you like the color?
It's actually Seattle gray, which turns from a gray to a green to a yellow, we're told. I'm still seeing green, but sometimes it looks gray in the evening. So it's great for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Now the fun begins, putting things back together and back inside a Dawn Hunter. Working on a double bilge pump system and a double high-low alarm water system. And have decided that a single pump doesn't make me very comfortable. We have one on the engine, so I'm going to go to Sailorman and pick up a secondary pump. That way we have redundancy in the bilge. So in the event there's an issue or something goes wrong with one, we have a second one. And then we have a third, which is a 24-volt clutch pump on the engine. And the fourth, which is a manual pump up on the top deck. So here we go.
So which one are you gonna take?
Well, I'm trying to make a decision between the one that has double, so it has redundancy, but the output is like almost 3 inches of out. I have to change the hoses and everything in the boat. The 3700 one has the same hoses and same output. We already have our old one that kind of, it's okay. I just don't trust it. So I think what we'll do is put the old one and the new one separately so that we have still two systems.
Isn't two better than one?
Some things two are better than one, but in this case, if one goes out, we have to throw the whole thing away. So maybe two connected isn't as good as one. These are little feet going. No, wrong one. Wrong color. Right color. Ooh, I better not say wrong color. I believe slip and take care of your. $786.
But that's not consignment.
No, clearly not. 05.
Always great bargains.
You know what really sucks is when you're an engineer, you just can't do things like halfway. I had the rudder on. Actually, I was able to get the bolts on this morning, and it was just maybe a 1/16 of an inch not correct. So 3 hours ago, I pulled it all apart, and I had to sand all of the rust lock and primer off the bottom of the sked protector. And now I'm sanding everything off of here and cleaning all the holes. And I had to sand all of this. When we painted the bottom, a bunch of bottom paint ran down and got in between the places. And in this tolerance, nothing can have any paint between it. Sked is solid steel, so there's no moving and no forgiveness. At least now when I put it back on, it's going to be the way the factory did it.
So then I thought we have to have bottom paint on this thing, otherwise it's gonna be like bare things, no?
It would take 1,000 years before anything would even corrode to this high strength steel. So there's no bottom paint needed.
So you think this time when you grind up, it's gonna fit?
You're gonna know at the same time I am, because you're gonna be holding this beast again and I'm driving the forklift. We have a hurt back here. There's enough paint and rust lock on here for 1,000 years. I hope it's the same way on the rest of the boat. is attached. And that little 16th of an inch made me lose about 7 hours. But it's on. Thank you. I don't know who it was, but someone in the comments said you should really weld a little tab on the top of the rudder. So if something goes wrong, you can always run a line up to either side and steer. Well, this thing has been a lifesaver in using forklift to raise and lower it. And I know that that'll be a lifesaver when I someday have to go down to the bottom and find this thing. Hopefully not.
Ready? Is it moving? Stop! Naeem is trying to see if the rudder is in the correct position. Hopefully, otherwise we would have to do all the adjustments again. So you think it's fine? Now go back. Stop.
So you can see it takes about 8 turns to go from one side to the next when you're up there. So that's how much power it takes to move the back of this boat. So this stern thruster will really help you out when you're in a marina.
I wasn't really counting. But it's long ways.
Because it's a lot of mass and movement. So yeah, when you're spinning the wheel on this boat, you have to spin it about 8 times to get it to do something in either direction. It's not something easy. So let's see how that thruster is going to work when we finally...
But it's fine, it's aligned correctly.
Everything's aligned, it's working great, and one more check mark off the list. Down here in this aft cabin storage, now have the rudder post, the emergency tiller arm, and the both valves, port starboard, along with the lights. It's a very busy little cabin under the floor. Now on the sides to make shelving for the storage of tools and equipment. Let's go back outside and see what's going on from the other side of the world.
Where are you? Hello? Hello?
Hi, mateys! No, doesn't work. So this is a underwater light. We're gonna put those in, and they're the ones that go through the hull. And then the light screws from the back. So you can pull the light out, change it, and do whatever you want. Repair it. But these do not ever fail because they're part of the hull.
So are they gonna like attract fish and stuff?
We hope they're gonna attract fish, but at least we can see sharks or whatever else under there before we go jumping in the water. You can see whatever's in there.
Well, I'm not planning to jump in the water at night anytime soon.
This steel is so thick and so hard. It took 2 drills to get through this. It was a real pain in the butt.
And why there are 2 holes?
Well, I drilled the first hole and went and checked inside, and it was a little close to the bracket. And I wanted to have enough room to get the thing in and out. So I moved it over and I went ahead and made the hole right here.
So do we have to actually like weld on that hole now or patch it with something? Because it's a hole in the hull.
When this guy, which is all steel and bronze, goes through, it will then get sealed in the inside, so it is no longer a hole. It's just a big old bubble piece of glass. And I have to insulate it because it's steel.